Devotional, Tuesday, 26th of January. As a child living in the country, I grew up with hens running about the farm. Each evening, Dad would ensure that the hens were safely locked up for the night in the hen house. I, of course, was very interested in the way hens slept, and looking through the window and slipping in perhaps at night time with a torch, I could see them all sleeping in rows on their roosts. I was amazed. How could they sleep and not fall off? Well, Dad explained that when a hen bends its knees, it closes its claws. Therefore, when a hen roosts, it won't lose grip. These are days in which it would be easy for us to lose grip spiritually. COVID-19 has thrown the world into confusion, panic, fear, and uncertainty. Leaders, politicians, medics, scientists are all struggling to find answers and develop plans, procedures, methods, and medicine to combat this deadly disease and virus and try to manage the devastating effects that it is having on millions of people and their communities across the world. In days like this, how can we hold on tight spiritually? Well, I think we need to take encouragement from the verses of Scripture. Think, for example, with me on a few moments. What about these words of Jesus spoken to his followers just prior to his ascension? And be sure of this, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Matthew 28 and verse 20. What a promise and word of assurance from the Lord himself to help us through the darkest of times. And during those times of uncertainty, it is always good to remind ourselves of Bible truths which are sure and certain and can help us to readjust our spiritual compass and focus on things from a different perspective. This doesn't mean that the problems and difficulties will necessarily disappear, but it will help us to see them differently. As an old chorus used to say, as we turn our eyes upon Jesus, the things of earth will grow strangely dim. And we can find further encouragement from other verses of Scripture. For example, Psalm 119 verse 76, "May your unfailing love be my comfort according to your promise to your servant." Or what about the words of Isaiah the prophet in chapter 51 and verse 12, "I, even I am he who comforts you." Or what about Psalm 28 and verse 8, "The Lord is the strength of his people, a fortress of salvation for his anointed one." And again, what about John 16 and verse 33? "I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." As we take these verses and many more like them to heart and appropriate them for ourselves, our relationship with Jesus will be enriched. We will be enabled to hang in there and hang on to our spiritual faith. Our faith will be deepened and our assurance of him will be strengthened. And therefore, with the hymn writer of old, we can gladly sing, "Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine."